And now you log into CodeSpaces Edu. And if you have already joined the class, you can find the project here. If you still need to join the class, you click here and you enter the class code. So first of all, you go into the project and you choose the option you want. So either project 1A, which is mixed reality with a merge cube, or project 1B. For project 1A, the first thing you do is that you open this part and you can see that you have an example and you have a second example, which is a quiz, and you have 2 cubes that are empty. So first of all, you will upload your images, your photos, and your videos. So you do that by clicking upload. You choose the files on your computer, and then they upload here. Then you add the source information for all the photos and the videos. So edit attribution, you enter a title, a creator, and the license. If you found the image on the internet, make sure you use a photo that you're allowed to use. And if you made your photos yourself, you just give your first name as a creator and you use a license that you like. I suggest, for example, this one. And then you need to check this box so the credits show in the shared CodeSpace. Okay, once you're done here, you do the same for the video, edit attribution, and you enter the information and you show in shared CodeSpaces credits. The next step is that you attach the photos and the videos to each side. You do that by dragging a photo here, you double click it, you click attach, you attach it to one of the blue points, and then you make it bigger, like this. Please make sure that you grab and hold this button and to not just click on it, because that doesn't work. So once you've done that for all 6 sides of the cube, you double click on each photo or video and you say code using code blocks. You activate that for all. I'm just going to drag the video here to show you what you have to do for the video. For the video, you have 2 steps, and that is, first of all, you disable autoplay because you don't want that, and then you double click and you say using code blocks. You do that for all 6, and then you record the text that you wrote. So here you can see I've already done that, but you would click on record, and then on record it records what you say, and then you give the file a name. So the next thing you do, and that's the last thing that is mandatory, you go to code, and then you can see there's already prepared code in here, and so you say for each picture which audio file belongs to it. So when the guinea pig is selected, this one here, if it's hovered over, you play the sound guinea pig, and once you look away, you stop all sounds. You do that for all of them. For the video, you just choose the video here, and you choose it here and here. You have the example cube here, so you can check if there's a problem with coding, but it should be very easy to do that. If you want to do more than that, you can. You can add, for example, I'm going to show you that here in the example. You can, for example, add an object and program that object. So, for example, I added this laptop, I called it guinea pig translation, and I activated coding, and then I can just say here if I want the translation to be shown when somebody hovers over the laptop. So when that laptop is hovered, you show an info panel that says translation into English. In English it's called guinea pig, and then you can also show the photo if you want to. If you want to help with spelling, you can also add that. You add any kind of object that you want, you double click it, you say using code blocks, and once somebody hovers over it, the object says, I'm a guinea pig, for 5 seconds, and this is what it looks like when you're done.
Das Meerschweinchen.
So that's what it looks like in the end. And then if you also want to add a quiz, you can do that as well. You have an example here as well. So you can see I just copied that first space, so the first cube, by clicking duplicate, and then I added some coding. And in this case, what you do is that you say if an object is hovered, so in this case, for example, the picture of the guinea pig, choose that here. You ask which animal do you see, and then you give 4 answers. You say which one's the right answer, and then if it's correct, what the player says, you can delete that photo. You play the sound again so people remember how it's pronounced, and then you change the score, which is here, by 1. And if you want to do that for all 6, you just right click on this coding section and you duplicate it or you copy it, and then you paste it, and then you can actually have that 6 times. And once you're completely done, you can delete the sample spaces because you don't need them any longer. And then you delete forever this one and this one, and then you're done. If you want to do project B, which is a virtual museum, you open that. You can see you have an empty museum, and then first thing you do is you upload your images and your videos. For each, you click on upload, you search for the file on your computer, and you click open, and then it's going to upload here. For everything, you also need to edit attribution. So you enter a title, the creator. If you took the photos and the videos, that's you, that's your first name. Otherwise, you just name the creator, and then you pick a license. For example, I chose Pixabay because that's where I found the photo. If you have your own photos, you can, for example, use CC by SA. And then you need to check that box so the credits show. The next thing you do is you want to attach your content to the walls. You drag it here. You can see it already attaches. That's because I chose snap to items. Otherwise, you have the option to just double click it. You say attach, and then it gives you all those points. and then you make it bigger. Same for the video, do that as well. Double click, attach, make it bigger, and then you activate coding for both pictures and videos. You click here, double click code using code blocks, double click code using code blocks. For the video, you also have to disable autoplay because otherwise it just starts. And that's basically it. So the next thing that you will do is that you record your audios. So the text you wrote, you can see I have 2 already here, so you would click on record, again on record, then you record your file, you name it, and then you save it, and then you're ready for coding. So in order to complete the programming, you go to code, and then you can see there are 4 parts. You have the pronunciation, so when play is clicked and when, for example, this picture is hovered, so I'm going to pick this here, you want it to play the sound guinea pig. You do not wait until finished. Doesn't actually matter, but you just leave it that way. For the video, you would do the same. You would pick the video here, and you would say play the video, and here it says wait until finished, because otherwise you can click other things at the same time and then you have overlapping sound. So if you want to do more, you can, for example, I'm going to show you that in the sample space, you can add little objects to code. So for example here I added a laptop to show spelling. Again, I activated coding. I added this little person here. Again, I activated coding and I called it translation. And then here there's a question mark, that's a 3D text, and that's for a quiz. Again, coding is activated. So what you would do here, you have the sample code for everything. If you want spelling, you say when that object, so the laptop is clicked, the object is supposed to say the word, so show you the spelling of the word for 5 seconds. For translation, you can show, for example, an info panel once that person is clicked. And for the quiz, you say that when this is clicked, this little question mark, there's a question that shows up, you give a few answers, you say which is the correct one, then if it's correct, you play the sound again so people remember how it's pronounced, and then you show an info panel that says bravo, you did well, and if it's not correct, it says too bad, try again. And here you can see there's only one example, but you can right-click every part of that program, and then you can just duplicate it, and then it's going to be duplicated and you can use it for other parts. Same here, duplicate or copy and paste. If you want, you can also decorate with other things like plants, for example, that you can find here, or you can also customize the walls, for example, by choosing a different color. And then at the end, you will delete the sample space because you don't need it anymore. And that's it. Next, you will share your space or your merge cube. It's the same for both, so I'm going to show it to you only with the virtual museum, but it's actually the same for both kinds of spaces. You click on share. If it says sharing not allowed, you tell your teacher and they will allow sharing, but you should be able to share. And once sharing is allowed, you say share here. You can only share unlisted, but that's fine. You add your name here, and then you share unlisted. If you made a merge cube, you click on plus, you enter your first name here, you click here, and then you upload the QR code and you write the share code here, and then you click on publish. If you chose option B, you will do the same thing. You click on plus, you write your name, and then click here on link, and you enter the link here, and then it's going to show up directly. And then you go to publish. And once you can see shared spaces from your teammates here, you can look at them and comment on them. So you will first check out all the spaces that you can see, and then you will leave a written feedback underneath the spaces that you like. So you just add a comment here. You do that in German, and you do that for at least 3 posts that you like. And you can, for example, say, I like, so positive feedback, and then you can add, for example, something that you would change or that is missing, and then you can also make a suggestion what else they could have done. And then if you want, that's just optional, you can also leave a feedback for the whole project here, so a feedback on the project. Just click here, and then you can either record a video or an audio file directly on the Padlet. If you want, you can also look again at one of the spaces that you really like, and then you write a little story in German using the words of that space that you looked at, and you record the story as an audio file using the voice recorder Padlet provides. So again, you go to plus, and then click here on the 3 dots, and you record an audio file.